NBA matchup. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. On the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. With that road trip behind him, the Suns ready to perform in front of their hometown fans here in Phoenix. This is a team showing a better, and David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Thanks, Kevin. Since taking over, Pistons coach and team president Stan Van Gundy has quickly reshaped the roster. The wins have followed. He said, "We've come a long way. Now we've got a group of guys who fit together on the floor and are all high-character individuals. There's a much better feel." Kevin?
It's not just raw talent, but how the pieces fit, DA. Thanks. And the way a team plays early, Doris, can be vastly different than how they finish a season.
Well, you know, anything can happen over the course of a 6 to 7 month season. 1, trades. 2, injuries. Has a rookie sort of played a bigger part in your success than maybe you thought? I think what happens early can define.
Pistons trail by 7. Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. Outside Jackson. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. The Pistons second.
Well, they made a huge commitment to rebounding last year, and it showed in the numbers. They were spectacular.
So the Pistons, Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Phoenix leading by 7. And Young kicks to Len. He's off on that one. And it's Detroit the other way. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
You know, I like a defense to play physical, particularly when hot shooters are trying to be cooled off. They never got physical.
And the basket by Harris. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And Young kicks to Bender. Now here's Prez. D right on him. Phoenix no good that time either. For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Portland Trail Blazers.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
You know, typically you're looking to your second unit for hustle plays, rebounding, things like that. But this time, it was their offensive punch that sealed the victory.
Pistons trailed by 7. Harris setting the pick for Smith. Kicks to Harris. Doubled by Cologne. Marjanovic with it. Now guarded by Bender. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No good from outside. Suns have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Here's Cologne. And the lead now. Double digits on that bucket. Prez has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. You look back at what every all-time great has in common, and the common link, the common theme, is their great work ethic. Prez has taken great strides to mimic the work of those that came before him.
And you can always find Prez in the gym trying to improve his game. I mean, he knows what it takes to get to the highest level, and kudos to him for keeping his nose to the grindstone.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. And let's hear from Tyson.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much, because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And from what we've seen, guys, from the Suns, what are you thinking so far?
It's all about their defense, Dan.
There's a minute 34 left in the first half of the game.
Well, for Phoenix, it's been a little bit of a lull here, right? Remember, this was a team that came out of nowhere to win 48 games back in 2014, and the Suns are hoping they can make that leap again. This time, they want to sustain it.
Down low, Owen by Bender. Fast break, here come the Suns, and the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Pistons.
And they've got really good balance here. I mean, the three ball hadn't been the strongest weapon today for them, but I'd say keep the dose just about the same. Don't change the recipe. When you've got that open shot, you got to take it.
1:09 left in the first half. And Lure kicks to Johnson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Johnson's got 5 points in the quarter.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Cologne. No good that time. Good work defensively by Morris. Pistons trail by 3. He's looking for Caldwell Pope and finds him. Back to Morris. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now here's Prez. Covered by Morris. Prez, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Morris into the lane and unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Bender kicks to Young. Lets it go with a 3. And Young just drilling the 3 there. Nice look.
And that's the shot that's dropping for Young when he is playing with confidence.
And a pretty tough.
All right, settle in, guys. This game is ours to lose. Look.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his
The Suns with a completely new group on the floor. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Morris comes in for John Lure. Harris is checked in for Johnson. And it's Ish Smith in for Jackson. Cologne in at small forward. Barbosa is out there with Young. Then there's Len, and it's Tucker in at the 4. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Here's Cologne. And again, it's the Suns missing. Pistons trailed by 11. Smith dishes to Baines. Morris passes to Baines. Back to Morris. Isaacs again. Rejected by Cologne.
And you got to respect the D. Prez just spiking the shot back thanks to that amazing reach.
Tucker can't get it to go. The Pistons shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Here's Morris. Again, the miss by Morris. Suns leading by 11. Barbosa kicks to Prez. Barbosa's shot is off. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Smith outside. Six on the shot clock. Got a piece of it. Baines. And there's the shot clock violation. Shot off in time.
And looking now at the numbers for Tucker. Some last season stats for him. Averaged 8 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he'd like to put last year behind him, hoping for a much better showing this time around.
Poke loose.
His shot's off, but they're still winning. So hats off to his teammates for picking up the slack.
In the corner, it's Harris. Trying his luck. Press the board.
Yeah, his shot's been out of sync, and it really has held them back tonight.
Here's Barbosa. Hits the jumper in space. Barbosa's got the lead up to 13 now for the Suns.
Just remarkable vision. Young is so talented at spotting the open man.
Caldwell Pope dishes to Baines. Caldwell Pope kicks to Harris. The tray. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them to cut into this lead when he's missing so many shots.
And there's the feed to Prez. From 13, and that's good for 2. Prez has got 5 points so far.
And really can't fault the D there. Prez just torching them with better offense.
And as we end the third quarter, let's listen in now to head coach.
Just relax and play the game. Relax and play the game.
And we welcome you back. So the Suns here with a different look. Lenz checked in for Chandler. Prez comes in for Warren. Levins checked in for Devin Booker. Young is subbed in for Knight. Detroit also making some changes. Andre Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. Marcus Morris comes in for John Lewis. And Smith subbed in for Tobias Harris. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Morris is down low with Drummond. Jackson is out there with Ish Smith. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position. Good on the shot. Drummond's got 4 points in the quarter.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Phoenix.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And now for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off. And what a huge standout performance it was for Knight.
Well, we're not going to be surprised when he turns in a game like this, but I thought he played especially well, and a ton of productivity to go along with it.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
That's what you want to do. You want to take care of business at home and reward your proud fans. I mean, they did a special job tonight.
Johnson, a wide open look, sinks the triple.
And really, if this had come just a little earlier, they may have been able to get back into the game.
Oh, great point. I mean, this is how they wanted to start the game off. Unfortunately, a little too late.
And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one.
A supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Great game, Prez.
Hey, thank you, man. What's up?
Man, you and Justice really starting to look like a formidable duo out there.
Finally, huh? Starting to click.
You guys are lucky. Usually takes guys a while to find their tag team partner in the league. You know, Kareem and Magic didn't hook up till Kareem's 11th season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know about all that. We can hopefully build on what we've been doing and win some titles before 11th season.
Speaking of you guys, I've been trying to come up with some nicknames. I got some good ones. What about the executive branch?
No.
No?
We got our own thing, man. We have this orange juice thing.
Orange juice.
Orange juice, yeah.